What is going on, guys? Welcome back to CEOCAST. I'm your host Raheem, and today we are at Come Learn Forex. Now, by now you would have all seen the podcast with Shoaib, and today we're doing a tour of his place, of his trading floor. Now, we could go through the normal door like normal people, but at CEOCAST we do things a bit different. Takes a bit longer.
Welcome, Raheem.
Shoaib,
nice meeting you,
what
man.
What's happening, man? How you doing? Chilling, man. So let's walk through this place.
Yeah, welcome to Come Learn Forex. This is our Essex trading floor.
Yep.
Where shall we start? Let's start off with Huzaifa. I want you to introduce you to the team.
Yep.
Okay, this is Huzaifa. He is our CFO of the company.
Yep. And for the people who don't know what CFO stands for, what is that? Let's have you explain it.
CFO stands for Chief Financial Officer.
So we've met a couple of times now over the past few weeks. Now, you were telling me that you started this job because of what reason? You got a degree in
maths, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, before I actually took this forward,
yeah.
I didn't want to work for a hedge fund investment bank. But then when I actually spoke to people that were in that workplace, in that environment, they were telling me that it's very limiting in what you can do, based on your age, based on your experience and time as well. You could be in that position for the next 10, 15, 20 years before you actually make any impact in that company or in that wherever you're
your career-wise,
yeah. So this is why I took this route, yeah. So my role here is to make sure that the infrastructure is running smoothly. Also make sure that things are done on time and with budgeting. Moving forward with the fund and future projects, to make sure that the funding is there and that it is being allocated in the right places.
Okay.
Also head of crypto, as we're not aware that crypto is starting to have its little boom.
Yeah. So which you spoke about in the podcast, yeah. 100%.
Exactly, yeah. So that's my main two focuses right
Cool.
now.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's Huzaifa. Let's meet the rest of the team.
Okay, where should we go? This way.
Let's go through here.
Let's start. As we can see, this is the main trading floor. You take it away from here. This is your place.
Yeah.
Come and chill out, watch movies, whatever. So what's the actual purpose of this?
There's two main purposes.
I know it sounds like a stupid question saying what's the purpose of a TV?
It's true. Yeah.
Why did you get a TV here?
There's two purposes. Number one, we can have news, fundamentals running all the time, so the fundamental team are always up to date. Secondly, this is where all our presentations for our trainings, XYZ, come on as well.
Cool.
So
and you also do your training here as well. Yeah. So like on the Saturday sessions or whenever it is that you do your training, this is your slideshow.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, and everyone's sitting here exactly where we are right now.
Yeah.
And everyone can learn off the screen, just like that, as you're guiding them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, let's come around. So what I'm going to talk about as well, all right, we've got screens, we've got desks, no one's sitting at them. So this leads me on to your future plans here, because you don't want it to be empty space, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what is your plans going forward?
Okay, I shouldn't be saying this, but this is one of the few, let's say, offices that we want to release. Now this is the first S6. We will be getting some in central London, exactly to be precise, in Aldgate East. Manchester we want to target, Birmingham, XYZ. Okay, so it's all about expansion. Right now for Essex itself, we believe obviously we have to expand. And we need, let's say, more people in media team, more people in the coding side of stuff, more people in research development. So obviously there's enough space for people to sit. I mean, yes, it might look like an overkill right now. When we did open it, it did look like an overkill, but look, as you can see, like everything's
filling up already, slowly. Yeah. And just to let the people know, the audience know, you got this place when?
Literally 2 months ago. It took a month to do up. Obviously COVID, XYZ, it does take a lot of time, delivery delays, etc.
So we're looking about
September
we're
still working on it.
We're still working on it. So even though to the audience it might look like a bit of an empty space right now, but trust me, in a couple of months or something, this place is going to be booming.
There's roughly around about 16 seats here. We can get around about 20 people here comfortably. This is where we hold our trainings as well. So on a normal day, it is kind of empty, but it is very full, should I say, on training days as well.
And obviously due to COVID, obviously people got to be separated a bit, spaced out, social distance and all that stuff. But even that being said, you can still fit comfortably 3 people on each side. Exactly. So you've got a lot of people here. So one thing I want to talk about with you, Shoaib, is the design element that you've gone for over here with the world clocks. Now, what's all that about?
So as you can see on the wall, these are the trading sessions in trading. There is one extra here, fine. But obviously whilst traders are trading, they are aware of what time it is in that certain region. But it is very important. It is very important for the styling and the fact of knowing that time when you're actually trading. Here we have the chill out area. This is essentially where everyone chills, okay? Our line of work, it gets very, very stressful at times. You need somewhere to sit down, relax, or even sleep on. That's reality, okay?
Because it's early hours as well that you do, isn't it?
It's true. Sometimes we can be working from 8, not so bad. Sometimes it can be from 5, 6 as well. It just depends on the timings.
Yeah, so it's good to catch a break while you can.
Yeah, essentially, man.
So Haseeb, you do things a bit different to your brother, you know? You're actually at the office, you're working, but you're not trading. So what exactly do you do?
Yeah. Do you know what? It's funny because a lot of people ask me that question. So they ask me, cool, your brother's making a lot of money, so either why don't you take money from him and do what you wish to do, or why don't you just trade and forget everything else? So my point of view is that if you see somebody making money, right, like just because they're doing what they love and making money from it doesn't mean that you have to do the same thing, go and do what they do and make money.
Especially if it's family as well.
Exactly, especially the family. And it was a little bit more challenging for me at first because when he started to see success, let's just say, like, it was hard for me because I wasn't doing the same thing. So I wanted to do what he was doing, but at the same time, I did try it. I'm not gonna lie, I did try it, and I couldn't sit in front of the computer. It wasn't something I enjoyed because I have got more of a creative background. I got a degree in architecture, drawing, design, etc. Like, I just physically couldn't do it. So I just decided, let me just put all the money aside and follow my passion. So now I'm just into property and I'm into fashion as well. So I'm focusing on those two prospects at the moment. And I come into the office with my brother. Number one is because I learned a lot of lessons and discipline of business while watching him do what he does best. So I learned from that. And number two, it's just a place for me to work other than my home and university where I was working before. So that's the two reasons mainly why I've gone and done something different to what my brother's currently doing now.
The reason why I bring that up, guys, is because I think it's very important, very key that you surround yourself with individuals who are like-minded and not necessarily on the same career path, but working together with each other and building each other up, especially if you're brothers or sisters or family or anything like that. Just make sure you're all doing your thing, you're all on the correct level, and you should respect each other that way as well.
Now, one thing to mention that's very important, in business you need to have a very diverse portfolio. This is the only reason I don't like to have everyone on the same boat. It's not the factor of leeching off of someone, it's more of that if something does go sour, you know, okay, that's gone sour, now what other avenue do I have as a backup?
So as I say, don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
But the main thing is, don't ever do something because of the money. Because there's going to come a point in time when you make so much money and like you're not going to be content, you're not going to be happy because you're doing something that you don't want to do. You're waking up and you're like, oh, I have to do this again. And that's the main thing. You always do what you love and you'll be much more happy than doing something where you're just going to make money, wake up, make money and just be content your whole life and never elevate to where you ever would wish to be.
Yeah, so explain to us. You've got a big sign here that says welcome to the next level. What is the next level?
In this game, there's always levels. Now, one day you might be ahead of your game on a certain level, but it may stop working. So you have to keep developing a new level. And that's why we're here. So there are a few projects and a few strategies that we are working on to give us a fine edge. But just to sum it up, the next level is when you keep building on level and do not say content with what you have.
So, Shoaib, thank you for showing me around, showing the audience around. I hope you all enjoyed that. The podcast is out right now. It was out on Sunday, so I'm going to put a link to it in the description below. Put a card right here, so if you click here, you can watch the podcast fully of what Shoaib is fully about, what Forex is, and how you can get into it. Also, make sure you watch it because it's actually a really good surprise. Now that I've hit 10,000 subscribers, the best way to give back. So make sure you watch the podcast to find out how. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later on the next episode of CEOCAST.
I'm your host.
No, that's the beginning.
Oh yeah, let's go.
I think we're fucking hella cuts, bro.